They say a father's love is strong. But what happens when that love blinds him from seeing the truth about the woman he married? This is the story of Emily, a young girl who lived in silence for years under the cruelty of her stepmother. Until one day, she found the courage to expose everything. And what she used to save her father will shock you. Emily was only 13 when her world changed forever. Her mother, the woman she loved more than anything, passed away after a sudden illness. The house, once filled with laughter and warmth, became heavy with silence. Her father, Robert, tried his best to stay strong, but Emily could see the emptiness in his eyes. Every evening, he sat alone at the dining table, staring at the chair where his wife used to sit. Emily cooked, cleaned, and even tried telling him silly jokes, but the truth was clear. Robert was lonely. One evening, Robert held Emily's hand and sighed. "Emily, you grow up one day. You leave me to chase your dreams. And then what will I have left? Just these empty walls." Emily didn't know what to say. She hated to see him so broken. So, when Robert later introduced a woman named Linda and said he wanted to marry her, Emily's heart sank. She wanted to scream, "No, Dad, she can never replace Mom." But she looked at his face, at the little light of happiness that had returned to his eyes, and swallowed her pain. If this is what makes him happy, Emily whispered to herself, then I'll accept it. At the wedding, Linda smiled sweetly at everyone. She hugged Emily and whispered, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you like my own child." But Emily had no idea those words were nothing but a mask. At first, life with Linda seemed normal. She cooked for Robert, laughed at his jokes, and acted like the perfect wife. But the moment Robert left for work, her smile disappeared. "Get up," Linda snapped one morning. "You think you can sit around while I do everything? Clean this entire house before your father comes back. And if you tell him I shouted at you, I'll make you regret it." Emily was stunned. This wasn't the same woman who had promised to love her. But she stayed quiet, hoping it was just a bad day. It wasn't. Days turned into weeks, and Linda's cruelty grew worse. She made Emily wash clothes until her hands hurt. She served Emily leftovers while she ate the fresh meals. And whenever Robert wasn't around, she reminded her, "If you say one word against me, your father will never believe you. He loves me, not you." Sometimes, Linda even brought another man into the house. She would sit on the couch, laughing with him, whispering things Emily could barely hear. When Emily threatened to tell her father, Linda's eyes turned sharp like knives. "Try it," she hissed. "And I'll make sure he hates you for the rest of his life." Emily's heart broke. She wanted to tell Robert so badly, but every time she tried, Linda acted like the victim. One evening, Emily whispered, "Dad, I don't think Linda likes me." "She's been..." Before she could finish, Linda burst into tears and hugged Robert. "Robert," she cried, "why does your daughter hate me? I've done everything to love her, but she keeps making up stories to destroy our marriage. I don't know what else to do." Robert frowned and looked at Emily with disappointment. "Emily," he said sternly, "you must stop this. Linda has been nothing but kind. You need to respect her." Emily's chest tightened. The one person she trusted most didn't believe her. She cried into her pillow that night, whispering, "If only Mom were here." Years passed. Emily grew older. By the time she was 17, she was no longer a fragile little girl. She had learned to be strong, but the pain of not being believed still burned inside her. Then one day, Robert bought her a smartphone for her birthday. He smiled and said, "Now you're almost an adult, Emily. I trust you use this wisely." And Emily did. But not in the way he expected. From that day, every time Linda insulted her, Emily pressed record. Every time Linda brought the strange man into the house, Emily recorded. Every threat, every cruel word, it was all captured, the videos piled up. And Emily waited. The truth revealed itself on a day nobody expected. Robert came home early from work one afternoon. He opened the door and froze. A strange man was sitting in his living room, looking far too comfortable. Linda jumped to her feet, stammering, "Robert, you're home early, I can explain." But before she could spin her web of lies, Emily stood up. Her hands were trembling, but her voice was steady. "Dad," she said, pulling out her phone, "you need to see this." Robert looked confused as Emily pressed play. First came the recordings of Linda shouting, "You useless child. Don't you dare tell your father." Then came the threats. "He will never believe you. He loves me more than you." Then, the video of Linda laughing with the strange man in the house while Robert was away. Robert's eyes widened in shock. His hands shook as he held the phone. This can't be real." But it was. Emily's tears fell as she whispered, "I tried to tell you, Dad. All these years, I tried." Linda rushed forward, her voice rising. "She's lying. She edited those videos. Robert, don't believe her." But this time, Robert didn't listen. He turned to Linda, his face pale with anger. "Enough, Linda. I gave you my trust, my home, my love, and this is what you repay me with." Linda stammered, but Robert's decision was final. Within days, he filed for divorce. Linda left the house, her sweet mouth torn away, her lies exposed. That evening, Robert sat with Emily on the porch. His eyes were red, not from anger, but from regret. "My daughter," he said quietly, "I failed you. I let someone hurt you under my own roof. And worst of all, I didn't believe you. Can you ever forgive me?" Emily leaned against him, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I just wanted you to see the truth, Dad. I didn't want to lose you." Robert hugged her tightly. "You'll never lose me again. From now on, it's just you and me. If being alone is what it takes to protect you, then I'll gladly stay alone. You are all I need." For the first time in years, Emily felt safe. She had saved her father, not just from a cruel woman, but from a life built on lies, and Robert had learned that sometimes, the greatest love is the one that listens. Even when it hurts, this story shows us that truth cannot stay hidden forever. Emily's courage gave her father back his freedom and restored their bond. But let me ask you, if you were Emily, would you have stayed silent to avoid trouble? Or would you have done exactly what she did? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one.